Good evening, traders. I was taking a look at the volume profile, playing with Sierra chart because I've been using Motive Wave for however long it's been now, and finally switching over. And Sierra chart is super responsive. Motive Wave, if you have a volume profile over a large area like this is about 5 days. And if I would move this chart like this, it would lock up. I have to wait for all the data to load. Then I move it again, it would lock up. Sierra chart's super responsive. Really loving this program. But when I was looking at this volume data, it was just really nice to be able to look back and essentially kind of replay what the composite profile has done. So the way I've got this chart set up, this is whatever this is, I think it's 15-minute data. Yeah, it's 15-minute chart starting on 12/6, so it's about a month back. And then I've just got the volume profile set up for the visible bars. So whatever we see on here is what the volume profile is plotting. And it's 4 tick increments per bar. The volume point of control, so the most fairest accepted price or the value of that area, the most traded area, however you want to define it, is this yellow line. And then green will be the value area where 70% of the volume is at. And, it'll be centered around this point of control. Then the gray is just the outside the value area. So like we see starting on where this chart's at right here, this blue line is just monthly view at, by the way. But where this chart is starting, we have the volume point of control about 4660. Down here, basically at the bottom of this value area, and there's not much volume below this ledge right here. And we've moved away from this value area and exploring prices up here, 4,700. So as we move through time, we can watch this volume point of control and this value area to see, is this value area shifting up or down? And what's likely to happen? Which way is value going to shift? Which way is VPOC going to shift? So let's move through time here and look a little bit at what's happening. So now we're building up some volume here. So we expect if we can stay trading up here, we know this value area is going to shift up. Now we have this event. I think that was CPI, if I'm not mistaken. So we moved away from the value area, putting in some volume up here. Still watching our point of control, still hasn't shifted up, but it's possible to shift up into this area as we move away from these prices. It's basically a 5-day rolling volume profile. So you see we've got a couple good nodes. Really up here is a really good volume node that we're building. And now we can see how volume is shifting up. Move back a little bit. You can see volume moving up, or value, sorry, moving up into where we're trading. So there goes the point of control. It just shifted up. Move back again. We can see it down here. Move forward. We can see that volume point of control shift. So now we have this area, which is our value area, basically all the way down here. But then this high volume node is where that volume point of control is. So now this is the most accepted price. So we'll go through time, see what happens. We're trading around the 47.76, right around that volume point of control. We can see volume or value being dragged up into higher prices. When I would look at this, or when I am looking at this, I'm looking at these low volume nodes, and I'm essentially saying value is really here is kind of where the end of value is at. But it's calculation, it's fixed, right? So it can't really figure that part out. So we have value up here, volume point of control still trading around 47.68. And we're trading higher prices, and we're going to move out of this value area and explore higher prices. Now we have a very tight value area here. We're not really moving too far away from our point of control. There we go. I'm going to put in a good volume node here. Let's just start building a new value area. Let's see, we're kind of losing some of these prices as they drop off as we go through time. And there we go, we get a good drop back down to the point of control, actually below the value area. And then gets bought right back up into the value area to point of control. So now we see if we're going to explore higher or if we're going to explore lower now. So we're trading around in value, it's trading around in value, and we move the volume point of control up. So that's a very good sign. We got good volume up here. We saw value moving up. And we're right back up in exploring higher prices. Volume control, point of control is around 48.12. We're building value higher. Volume point of control. It's trading. We can't really make a whole lot of progress here. Just building a lot of volume in this area. Value's really tightening up. This always happens. You never know when that's going to be the time that it's going to take off from that area. But we trade below, check the point of control, and then we have a move down. This is the beginning of the year, 2024. That's the VWAP line. But so now we're in 2024. We have value up here. When we explore, we really move out of that value area. Now we're putting in volume down here. You can see as those higher prices are rolling out, we're going to move value all the way down in this area. There we go. Move value and volume point of control now at 47.56. And this is the end right here. This was Friday, basically. Came up and checked the point of control of this area. Value's clearly lower than it was at the end of the year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week. Move into, just into this week of trading. And this is basically what we're looking at. Let's see, 1, 2 RTH time. So this is basically our value. We have this low volume node here. We have a low volume node here. This is where I would basically call value, is this area. And pretty clear volume point of control a little higher up, the top of Friday's range. And we're trading below it. So I would look for us to continue exploring lower prices until we just dry up and we don't really have any volume down there. If we keep moving down and building volume like we have here, when we move down to this area, if we start putting in a lot of volume, we can expect that maybe we're starting to get acceptance, price acceptance down here. We're going to move our value area down in our point of control and basically trade in this range, maybe this range here. I don't know. Somewhere in this area until something pushes us out of this range. So anyway, I just want to show this. I know most of y'all use volume profile and are familiar with this, but I really like being able to roll through time with Sierra chart and instead of trying to remember where all these levels were, being able to see how the value areas move, the volume point of controllers move. So